Today started with a lot of difficulty. I spent about 4 hours driving all over the city trying to fix my laptop. My partner had surprised me with it as a gift. She wanted to encourage my creative pursuits and had found me a laptop I could use to manage my art business and run all of my creative software on. However, about 3 weeks into using it, it started crashing repeatedly. After visiting 3 different locations, it was determined that it couldn't be fixed and that I would have to return it. I was sad to return it, and even if I was getting a replacement, I had grown attached to my gift. I had to drive to yet another location across town to pick up the new one. Sitting in traffic and feeling the sting of giving up something I had gotten attached to, I felt like crying. In the privacy of the truck, I allowed myself a little temper tantrum about having to spend my day waiting in line and sitting in traffic. I know how this sounds, but I wasn't really upset about the traffic or the computer. My outburst was a symptom of something I feel a lot these days. I'm so excited about so many things, and there is so much that I want to create. I find that I have more excitement and ambition than I have time and energy, and so I find myself being stingy with these resources. I recently recommitted to creating, sharing, and selling my art. I had taken a break from it in the last year just for this reason. The feeling like I never had enough time or was never using my time right made me feel unhappy. But even after a year of putting my art on the back burner, I didn't feel any happier, and instead I just felt a hole in my life from not pursuing my art more seriously. It was something that I still needed to do. This recommitment comes with the understanding that I tend to paint less in winter because I find it hard to paint at night. It both looks and feels different than painting during the daylight. I also have a regular job that takes up nearly all of the daylight hours during the week, and so I covet those hours on my weekends. And so, spending those hours and my emotional energy in traffic felt like such an awful waste. But then I reminded myself, this is part of it. When I think about spending time on my art, I think about the flow state of creation and the feeling of satisfaction when someone likes something that I've brought into this world. But that is only part of it, isn't it? It's also the boring tasks and the problem solving. In my day job, I'm a software product manager. I prioritize projects, allocate resources, and estimate timelines. I know that when engineering gives me a time estimate, I need to increase that estimate, sometimes even doubling it. That is because engineering reports how long it will take to do each task, but it does not factor in the time for unexpected problems. But I know that there are always unexpected problems. I also know that on top of that, there is a load of administrative, marketing, and business tasks that have to happen between the code being complete and it being released to the public. I realized as I sat there in traffic that I needed to apply the same logic to making art. Unexpected problems and boring administrative stuff is part of the process. It can't be avoided, so I'll want to accept it and budget for it from the beginning. That way, I'll know not to be upset by it when it happens. Yes, there are limited daylight hours, and I have limited energy. And some of that has to be spent on cleaning my studio, updating my website, and driving around town fixing unexpected problems. It's all part of it. And I am just grateful to have the resources to do it.